We're back because I always say that. I don't know why.
You gotta stop starting it like that.
I know because we are back though.
Every time, every episode, I'm annoyed by it. It's becoming the new. I don't know what
it's becoming. I don't know what episode this is.
Yeah, but we weren't even doing it. We were like 3 episodes.
See, I always had that little bit. You know what? Just forget about it. Cue the intro. Hello, guys. Two Latin Brothers podcast, also known as T.L.B.P. I'm Victor.
And I'm Adrian.
And we've brought a guest for you guys.
We? You mean you?
I did.
This is the first interaction I've ever had with this person, and I think the world should know that it has been a mission to make this work.
Yeah. So if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Saleena.
If you didn't hear that, she's Saleena.
I heard it. I definitely heard it.
I mean,
okay, so I think I should start at the beginning. Like all conversations. I mean, I get that you guys met in school, but like, what class?
We don't have any classes together. We're in the band together.
We're in band.
Oh my god. Oh,
Band children.
Oh, you guys are those kids.
Yeah.
Band.
So like, I was that guy. Okay, so see. Quick story. Okay. So I was that kid in band too. Okay, in high school for like 3 years. Well, more like 2 years because I didn't do it my last year because it's the whole thing anyway. But there were people in the band who I think they only showed up to the band because like I only ever saw them at band and then I never saw them again. Like not even during lunch did I acknowledge their presence ever. But I like that you're going out of your way to do that. You know, you're acknowledging other people.
I mean, she was holding like a whole bunch of stuff, and she was holding a trombone, and I offered to hold her phone. So I have like a small.
Really? I remember you saying, I know everyone in the band except you. Hi. Sorry, I haven't said hi earlier.
I said that after.
Really?
So, yeah. So he's the extrovert, and I'm the introvert. He is willing to go talk to a complete stranger, while I'll go sit in a corner and tremble. Here's the really funny part of the story. I'm supposed to be a social worker.
That's how it is.
You know, literally that's what I studied. So here we are.
He's a good people person, but doesn't like interacting with people.
I get that.
Leave me alone, okay? I'm a more critical thinker than I should be. Nothing wrong with that. I like to be in my head. Just also, well, I mean,
I like to be in my. I feel like a lot of people like to be in their head, but some people are just more.
In their head.
Yeah.
But at the same time...
She's just like processing this. She's just like, yep.
No, it's more dangerous to be in your head all the time, though. And extroverts aren't because they feed off external energy, while an introvert feeds off internal energy, which is bad because if you're a depressed introvert, that's like
eating off your bad energy.
Yeah, exactly. You're just going in this horrible swirling circle down. Like It's just like it's like a plane that's gonna crash. Yeah. But you know it's going to crash as soon as you got onto the plane. That's the kind of trip it is.
You just bought a death ticket, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'm getting a whole lesson here. Like,
I'm sorry. This is what the podcast is like. We just jump into like
jump into anything,
literally anything. So you play the trombone. How did you end up playing the trombone?
Actually, I played trumpet first a few years back. But then my teacher said I sucked. So she was like, you need to play something else. And I was like, okay. So I played the trombone because it just looked fun, I guess. And yeah, that was it.
Trombone.
Wow. See, I was that kid who like can play like almost every instrument, but like I never told anybody I could do this until I was challenged.
Yeah.
So there was this one time, I'll never forget this. This girl, she was a flute. I was a saxophonist, okay? I play the alto. I own an alto, and I also play the trumpet. Ironically enough, I play the trumpet. Anyway, so we were talking, and she was like, we were playing our part, and I messed up somewhere, and she goes, come on, Adrian, all you gotta do is push buttons. I have like this whole thing with the flute in my lips and the whole thing. Like I gotta spit rice out of my mouth, like this whole thing. And I'm like, you know what? I can play the flute just as good as you can. And she goes, no, you can't. And I go, are you sure about that? And she goes, yeah. And I go, okay, sir, hand me a flute mouthpiece.
And that's how it went.
And then I proceeded to play a B-flat concert scale that was flawless. It was like, I wish I had a phone back then, because I didn't have a phone back then, because her face was just gold. Like, you know, like when you catch someone by surprise and they're just like shook, that was her face. And I was like, oh.
I had to play flute last year because we did like a swap instrument thing.
Yeah, okay.
I got graded to do that, and I basically already knew how to do it on the flute, so it was almost like cheating, but not.
See, like in my case, this happened in grade 9, so like I wasn't even at the high school you guys go to.
Yeah,
I was at another high school.
Yeah,
because I switched high schools, which is always fun. I always love telling the story about how when I got to grade 9, you know, it's like, oh, it's a new environment. I
feel like this happened literally like 2 episodes ago.
No, it happened like 5 episodes ago. and then in grade 10, it was like another change because I went to a new school.
Yeah.
But like I kind of knew people there, but not really. And then I got to grade 11 and I was like, I think I need to switch schools because like this ain't hype. This is just lame. Like I know all you guys are. It was like I got used to going through like meeting new people and having to go through the whole thing. I was like, I just need to switch schools again. And then I was like, who do I got to talk to switch schools again?
Yeah. Well, it was the same for me. Like, this is my first year at Victor School. I was at a different school the year before, and then I switched, and then now I'm at Victor School. So, yeah. And now we're in the band.
What?
Nothing. Never mind.
All right, whatever. There's I guess, what are your hobbies?
Oh, my hobbies? I've got a lot. Like art. I draw. That's fun.
Yeah, she just recently started an art account.
I have a long history with art accounts. Like, I have like 50 art accounts that I've made in the past like 5 years, and I've lost all of their passwords, and they're just roaming around social media with just random drawings on them. And yeah, it's a dark history of just art accounts.
A dark history of art accounts.
Dark history.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you this little secret, okay?
Okay.
There's like a little note app on your phone. Just type out the password in there and the username. And then literally also now on Instagram you can log into multiple accounts. So just stay logged in. Don't log out.
But when you're never give a 12-year-old social media, okay? Because what's gonna happen is exactly what happened.
12-year-old social media.
And art.
I mean, look, I remember when I didn't get Facebook till like grade 10 because of band. This is really funny. So like, my parents are always like, okay, no social media, focus on studies. And they're like, no phone either. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. I don't know what I'm missing out on because
school hit you. And
no. And then I went to grade 9 and like everybody was like on their phones all the time. And I was like, guys, talk to me here. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And then I got to grade 10, and I remember that our music teacher at the time would post if we were having band or not, like in the morning on the Facebook group. So I was like, that I gotta get Facebook. Like, he said he won't email me. He said just tell your parents to let you have Facebook. That's literally what he said to tell them. So then it's like, and they're like, are you for real? I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, okay, make a Facebook. So then I made a Facebook, and then at the time I had a nickname where everyone would call me. Oh no, actually that was the following year.
That was the following year.
But like, so I made the Facebook, and then I changed my name. I didn't add anybody like to my Facebook, and then I'm like, in grade 11, I was like, okay, I know these people now. I gotta add them all. So at the time, I was going by my name, but my nickname in the school was Speedy. So I changed my name. Like I friended everybody that I knew from my school or from the school on Facebook, and nobody added me back. I changed it to Speedy, and everybody added me back. And I was like, when people only know me by my nickname, like, what is going on?
But I don't have a nickname. I'd rather Victor.
Okay, look. Also, the nickname started like by accident because somebody called me that, and then it just stuck forever.
There's no meaning behind it. No,
there's a lot of meaning. Okay, so there was like, okay, so I was in the yearbook class in grade 11, and we were like helping out with like picture day And basically, I was a runner, just running back and forth. And I think you know where this is going because the nickname is Speedy. So, do you get this joke? Yes or no?
That's boring.
She doesn't get it.
No, she said it's boring. She gets it. She just said it's boring.
Oh, I thought it was going to be something cooler. Like,
no, it's because I'm half Mexican. So I'm half Mexican. There's this mouse from a cartoon called Speedy. That's Mexican. So then someone just yelled, "Run, Speedy!" And then everyone just started calling me that, like forever. Like it never went away.
Still to this day.
Well, like
I even call him that now.
No. I mean, like the other thing too is like because of what happened with my Facebook when I entered college. People were like, "Oh, let me just add you on Facebook," and I was like, "Sure." It never crossed my mind to change my name on Facebook before I started adding new people I was meeting, and they're like, "Why is it Speedy?" And I go, "Oh, that was like my nickname in high school." And then one of our professors heard us, and then she started calling me that. I was like, she would. We were like 25 people in the class, so she would do attendance every day, and she would get to my name. She wouldn't read she'd just say "and Speedy," and I'd be like, "Have a name." Like, why are you doing?
She probably thought you preferred to be called.
Okay,
Speedy.
look. So I had to have a conversation with her, but like it was the whole thing. I mean, this ain't about me; it's about her right now. So I'm just gonna drop it. Clearly, I'm still hurt about it.
You know, we had people before this talking through.
Not right now, man. I gotta like social distance. I gotta do a phone call.
Yeah.
What is it?
They do video calls now.
What's that Reddit? There's like a Reddit where Slowly Dying Inside where like some guy, there's like a whole Reddit post about how this guy, he goes on the story about how like he was feeling really depressed and he needed help. And he called the helpline and no one picked up. And he said it was so funny that no one picked up a helpline. He started laughing so hard. He's like, I had like a laugh attack for like an hour and a half. Like I just couldn't stop laughing because it was so ironically funny that like not even the helpline helped me. He's like, and that's the story of how I'm still here. We're like, that's crazy. Everybody in the comments.
I've seen that there's an Instagram post of a guy who's on a roof, and they're like on the roof it's just like, be safe. You know, this isn't the answer. And literally across the street, there's a store called Jump.
Wow, that's
Oh wait, I've seen that.
Yeah,
that's actually that is poor.
It's like call for help and right across the street, Jump.
That is, you know what that is? That's poor marketing right there. You will forever be associated as the guy who told everybody to jump.
Yeah, but it's not like you're planning the building across the street to be so tall.
I mean, also, why you know what? Why'd you make the sign so big? I mean, that's the other question.
That's true.
So you're really into art.
Yes.
I can't draw to save my life, so I don't know what that's like. I also can't write because I'm dyslexic, so...
I love writing. Writing's fun.
She can write. Great. You found like my polar opposites. Good at art. Like,
well, I like music too.
Likes music. I like music, so we're kind of, you know...
Yeah.
I'm like... See, you like music, but I'm like the...
It's like a drug to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I can't live without it. Like...
No, you don't understand. Like when he says drug, he means like, okay, like, picture this. Picture you're walking in a desert for like 2 days straight, no water. And then all of a sudden you've discovered an oasis. Okay? And there's water. And you go to drink that water. Okay. Your initial thought is, I'm probably gonna drink that oasis dry. That's me with music. I consume so much music. I mean, like, someone will be like, oh, check out this song. And I'll be like, dude, that's like a week old. Where you at? And they go, what? I'm like, yeah, that's a week. Like, every time someone shows me a song, I'm like, that's like old already. Like, where you at? And they go,
like, I'm on today's music.
I'm literally on today's music. Tomorrow's music. Like, I go through it's really rare when someone talks about an artist and I go, oh, I have never heard of any of their songs.
Really?
Like, it's really, really rare. Like, I've even had moments where like I'll be talking with people from like Brazil and stuff, and I'll be like, yeah, this artist, and they go, whoa, how do you know them? Or like I'll be listening to K-pop or J-pop or what's the new one? It's like I listen to so much music, and like because we're also like Latin, obviously as the title stands, two Latin brothers. I have to keep up with like double the amount of music that is being outputted into the world. So like I have the English, Billboard chart, and then I have the Spanish Billboard chart.
And now you also have like everything else.
Yeah, but like the problem that's occurred is that like a Spanish song, like what was that really famous Spanish song that came out that like what is it, Bailando, that everyone was like on the craze for like a year ago? Was it a year ago?
Despacito too.
Okay, yeah, Despacito's a better. Okay, so Despacito came out, and then everybody was like, "Yo, on the hype train." I'm like, guys, this came out like a year ago on the Spanish chart. Where are you at?
Yeah, and then like had it released, but
then
Justin Bieber won.
Yo, man, I loved the radios though. They were like, "This is a brand new song. You go on YouTube and it's got 1 billion views." It was the funniest thing. I enjoyed that so much. I was like, "You have no idea, dude. You have no idea." They gave you a script and you reading it. But yeah, like that was literally like my reaction to most music, and I don't know. I listen to everything. Actually, the only spot where I kind of cut the line and not catch up with is country music, because
I agree with that.
I don't know. I can't. There's something about country music I just can't vibe to. Like it doesn't give me that like.
I mean, they talk like about beer and tractors, and that's it.
No, but like I mean, like also I feel like every country song is like really, really basic.
I can write you a country song right
beer
now.
and tractors.
Like I mean, even like Spanish country songs, which are called rancheras, are I think have more depth. This is so bad. This sounds so bad. But like some Spanish songs that are like country songs sound better than English. I think it's because of like in Spanish you have to be like way more descriptive. So it's not like super basic. Where like I spent all day lounging in my truck with a
going down memory
in my left hand because I drive with my right.
Now the Spanish translation would have been "Estoy en el carro, ahí yendo por la calle."
Just stop. She's already confused. Half the audience is already confused, dude.
You've
remember,
lost a country fan. Like they're all gone.
You know what's really funny is that we don't know how this happened, but 5% of our audience is from Ireland.
What?
Yeah.
There is this like, there has to be like some
small village.
No, I was telling my brother, there has to be this teenager who found us by accident on like Spotify and just showed it to all his friends. He was like,
it to go up to 5%.
I want to find out who this guy is because I don't know.
We gotta get him on the podcast. We gotta find out who this is.
We're gonna get this guy who started this in Ireland. We gotta find that person. I don't know who this person is, but we're at 5%.
We've been shouting them out continuously.
Like every episode because like Canada is 45% of our audience or 43% of our audience, and then America is like 20% of our audience, and then it just breaks off into like every other country being 1 or 2%, and then it's like Canada, the US, and then literally Ireland.
There's like also like Indonesia.
What's really crazy is that our name is Two Latin Brothers, and Mexico, being that we're half Mexican, is in the 5th spot at like 2% of our audience.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's so sad. I'm like, how does this?
Because we're not really talking in Spanish.
Well, I mean, do you know how many people in Latin America speak English?
No, I know they basically speak English.
Dude, have you heard Belize? Belize's national language is English. It's not even Spanish.
It's Belize, not Mexico.
I know, but Belize is in Latin America, and we are too Latin. You know, we're not having this discussion right now.
We're gonna have to fly to Belize and start putting up some posters.
I can't eat. I can't eat. We can't be flying around places right now.
Flights are cheap right now.
I don't care if they're cheap. I don't want to die.
You can go right now.
Bro, have you heard about the pandemic? How are you holding up with the pandemic? That's a good thing.
I think it's all right. I think it's a good moment to help with mental health, because you're by yourself, you're working on yourself and like only yourself. And that's it.
The complete opposite of what you saw other person say. Literally. Even my friends are like, dude, I'm losing my mind. I'm forgetting what it's like to interact with people. I need help.
It's just the time to focus on yourself.
Okay, look. I think the other thing too is like we've also been able to see people be nice just for the sake of like being good. Like, you know, like people are helping each other. Just like they're not doing it like, hey, like they're going out of their way to like, you know, show it on social media or whatever. But like people are genuinely just helping each other. And a lot of people are saying they want this to stay.
But it's not gonna.
But it's not gonna. I mean, like, let's be real. People are too conceited for that. But like, at the same time,
they just want to brag about it after the pandemic. So it's like, I helped some guy whose car broke down.
Have you guys seen that clip on Instagram? There's this clip of this girl, of this lady. She got out of her car, and this guy's like drilling like up his like windows because he was looted. His shop was looted, and she like showed up to like drill some holes in it, and she's just so she could take a picture. And then the guy, she's like, thanks. And she gave the drill back to the guy and jumped back into her car and drove away. She literally showed up to take a picture, asked the guy if it was okay. He's like, yeah, sure. And then she like drilled in one screw. They filmed it, took a picture, and then she jumped back in her car and drove away.
I want to give kudos to the person who videotaped them going into the car.
Yeah. I mean,
just like that whole situation, grabbing the drill, making a hole, putting it back to the guy.
The whole thing. That's not the point. The point is like, what a fake person that they had to go out of their way during a pandemic to go get that kind of picture. Like,
just
like I'm helping,
or like a little bit of, like, I don't know, feed their ego.
Yeah.
So that, like, they can say they're a good person, but like, you know,
they're like a good person.
They're like
they're like a good person. They're not a good person. They're like a good person, but not a good person.
It's like really no. It's more like a suggestive thing. It's like how you say something sarcastically. Oh, so you're a good person?
No, I am a walking hate crime.
Okay, look. The problem with the problem with ego is that it's like a giant eagle.
What?
Think about it. Yeah, ego is like a giant eagle. Get this, okay? This is one of my professors explained it to me way back in like 3 years ago now. This is how she explained it to us. She was like, okay, so picture your eagle, right? An eagle can fly so high up that when it dives down for its food, it can take literally whatever it wants from society. Just like your ego. When it wants something, it won't care who in the way. It don't care who it has to belittle to get it, it will get it. So she's like, your ego is like an eagle. And I'll never forget because it rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
Eagle.
Yeah. Your ego is like an eagle.
Eagle like ego?
Just stop. Just stop.
Intentionally become stupid just to mess.
Intentionally become.
This whole podcast is just Adrian being disappointed in his brother.
Okay, look.
I mean, like, that's most episodes.
Most episodes are just me trying to grasp society at this. Like,
no, there's some episodes that are kind of funny. Like, I bring it to a point where you even have to edit certain parts out because I get too comedic with it. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this, but like, technically I shouldn't. But there's an episode where we recorded like an hour and a half, and I had to cut out like 45 minutes from that episode.
No way.
Yeah, because he went on like this whole like, I mean, like it wasn't that it was bad or like it wasn't good. It was really, really funny, but like in the context of which we were talking, wasn't exactly the best. So like there are moments where I'm like, I'm so grateful I'm the editor because he would have just been like,
that's so funny.
All the audio filters on this post. I had to like crop out. Like there's like we're in the middle of a conversation, and then he'll start laughing, and then he would say like a bunch of stuff, and then he'd laugh again, and all the stuff in between him laughing would be like stuff he couldn't say out loud. So I'd crop it out, so you just hear him continue to laugh, and then I'd start talking.
No, but there's been some instances where I just make you laugh, and you completely stop like the whole conversation. You're just like, I can't.
Or yeah, there have been moments where like you'll make me laugh, and I can't remember what I was going to say now. I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, it's my job.
Yeah,
this is the problem with this show. Anyway. So
I mean, I can start being Jorge if you want. It's like that's like that little character.
I can't.
That little persona.
That's not a persona. That's
like one of my. That's
something else.
Have you ever played Persona 5? I don't know.
Look, what was it? There was something I was gonna ask her something.
Yeah, Victor, come on, man.
I know. He's so ridiculous. Terrible memory. Even though I'm
okay,
the one.
so
Even though I'm the
okay,
one.
so you guys are in band together, but like, I assume you guys also hang out outside of band.
Yeah, with a few other peoples.
I like how you said a few other peoples with a Z, not with an S, because it sounds like
better?
It doesn't sound better. It just sounds like you don't know how to speak.
Eu não entendi.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not jumping into Portuguese right now, bro. I'm not jumping into the Portuguese stuff. Okay. So I mean, I assume that like you guys have well, I mean, I know your friend group, not really, but
I have many friend groups.
Yeah, like
that's the problem, bro. He'll be like, so the other day I'm like, who's this girl? And I'd be like, you know, I don't know who you're talking about. And then he goes, oh, you know, well, I showed you a picture. The other day he showed me a picture of one of his friends, and literally her face wasn't in the picture. And then he asked me if I remembered her.
No, but you said you remembered after.
Oh, yeah. Well, no. Okay, look, I remembered the picture, but I didn't remember what she looked like. So I was like, I don't know who this person is. Because he's like, you remember her? And I go, who is this? And then I remember the first picture he showed me. The person doesn't have a face in the first photo that he showed me. Of that. It's like, so how am I supposed to remember a person if all I know is like half of their body? Like, I'm not like a detective where I'm like, those measurements look about right to be said person. Like, I'm not like some kind of wizard. Like, come on.
You're a wizard.
I'm not. I'm definitely not. Even though my house is Hufflepuff, bro.
You're a Hufflepuff?
I'm a Hufflepuff.
I'm Gryffindor.
Do you know what your house is?
I love Harry Potter with a dying passion.
So what's your house? Let me guess. Oh, I thought she was going to be like, I forced it till I got Gryffindor.
No.
I'm a true believer. It's like, every time actually, I have a friend, when I was in high school, and I told her I was a Hufflepuff, she just turned and looked at me, and she was like, it all makes sense now. I was like,
she's like, whoa. Okay.
I was like, what makes sense?
That's all how they react. Like, for each individual house, too. For Hufflepuff, it's like, makes sense. Gryffindor, it's, that makes sense. Slytherin, it's, that makes sense. And then for Ravenclaw, it's, sense. And then, yeah.
Wow, I wish we could have shown that in video.
Like, honestly, that would have been perfect.
Like 95% of that was just her facial expression.
That was great. I'll describe it in 5 sentences.
No, don't even. But yeah, no. I remember a teacher. She had us when I was in college. We had to like divide into groups, and she's like, "Guys, I want you to look at the bottom of your shoe, and I want your shoe to match with somebody else. They are going to be your life partner moving forward." And we all go, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah." She's like, "I'm going to marry you all based on the bottom of your shoe." And we all go, "What are you saying?" What
if every guy just had like
so I'm like looking for my shoe, okay? I look at the bottom of my shoe. I'm like, why are we all look around like we're like all looking at the bottom of our feet, and we're like, why are we doing this right now? So
I would have just gotten up and be like, "Miss, this is stupid."
No, so then we finally figured out, right? I find this girl, we're actually ironically wearing basically the same shoes, which is weird. Anyway, and then we go and we had to do like the scavenger hunt type thing, and it was so funny because we had never had a conversation before that moment, because there's like 45 people in that class. I mean, I think we were like 50. We were like over 50 people in that class. And essentially, I got partnered with the one person I had never talked to because she sat in the back and never spoke. And I sat in the middle and only spoke when it was required. But that's not the point. So then we ended up going to do scavenger. Oh man, we were literally just running around the college. We were just running around the college and just not doing it. We're just talking the whole time. She's like, "Yeah, you know, how do your classes go? How do classes, class good? Yeah, class is great. Oh, okay." And then later,
it sounded like a sad conversation.
It was. You know what? I learned more about her in that one conversation than I did of anybody else in that class.
Maybe the shoe thing was real.
Which is really interesting. I gotta say, like, everybody, like, there was this one guy in that class who, I mean, I think we all know this guy. That guy who, like, he's doing things extracurricularly that he shouldn't be doing, but, like, we're all socially okay with the fact that he's doing it. Like, none of us bat an eye. Like, we all know what's happening, but, like, none of us question it. We all know that guy. there's always that guy in high school too. Like, I don't care who you are. I know there's this guy, right?
Yeah.
Right? Do you guys have this guy at school? I'm sure there's this guy.
I mean, I don't think in the group we hang out with, there's one of those.
No, but I mean...
I was getting at... We don't really hang out with the group. It's literally like we walk down the hall, and it's just Victor saying hi to any person that comes by. Like,
because everybody knows.
And I have like one earbud in. We're talking, and then like just multiple people come in, and they go, and they come, and they go,
and then sometimes when she's just walking with me, it becomes a group.
Bro, you know what I've discovered? All your friends are more like me. All your friends. What is it? The other day? Okay, I'm gonna say her name, but I'm gonna bleep it out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So.
No, not at all.
I introduced you.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I do know who she is.
Okay, so now that we've bleeped it out, so when I met her the first time, I told my brother, I'm like, her personality is like the exact person I would hang out with in high school. Like, to a T. Like, it freaked me out. Like, when she left the house, I was like to my brother, because like they went to go drop her off or whatever, and then he came back, like, bro, I just relived high school, like, in the moment she was here. Like, this is, like, insane. Like, where are you finding these people? Also, his best friend is so much like me, it freaks me out. Like, it genuinely freaks me out. Like, I think we've talked about it on the podcast.
We've talked about it on the fourth time now.
Yeah, but it
freaks him out if we didn't get that.
Actually, we could say his name because we had him.
Yeah, Thomas.
Thomas freaks me out.
We just don't have his last name.
Yeah. I'm not going to say his last name. It's so bizarre. And, like, all the time, like, bro, I think you're going out into the world looking for friends that are like me instead of finding proper friends. Like, this is like, you know.
Well, you know, sometimes you just.
But, like, no, the other thing too is, like, my sister basically did the exact same thing. Her best friend and me and her have so much in common. Like, to this day, it still baffles me. Like, I'm like, you guys love me so much. You guys had to go out of the house and find other people like me to associate. That's how special I am.
Literally, I didn't even choose.
Yeah, I know.
It was literally like we had known each other since before kindergarten because our parents talked to each other and we're just like, oh, hey. And then that just kind of continued on for the rest of life.
I digress. You all looked for me out in the world. It's okay.
No. Straight up no.
Okay. Anyway, so what's your favorite genre of music?
Oh, I like a lot. Like, literally a lot.
I like how I asked for her favorite genre.
And she's just like, I like a lot. In other words, she can't give you a definitive
anything
answer.
That has a good vibe. I mean,
that's like,
as you can see on my shirt, I like a lot of punk and a lot of alt music.
Just a Green Day fan, guys. I want you all to know that she's.
Oh yeah, they can't see me. I have a Green Day shirt on.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for us to wake up in September, but it still hasn't happened.
Oh my!
I need to pass out first, and then wait for somebody to wake me up.
I quote that song way too much.
He's like, "Okay, I'm going to bed now. Wake me up in September, and then you'll go to bed." Anyway, what was I gonna say? No, like I think the worst for people who love music, the worst question is, "What's your favorite song?"
Yeah,
I can never answer that question definitively.
Roberts by the 1975.
What did you just say?
Roberts by the 1975.
Oh, okay.
That's my favorite song.
Wow, you could answer. Wow, see, in my case,
I can't answer.
In my case, look. This is what I tell my brother. Like, there are days where I look at Victor and I go, "This is the new song I'm obsessed with."
But it's an obsession, not that he likes it. Because the next day it could be totally.
It's different. A totally different song. Because I was on Spotify on the Explore page and I found this song and I fell in love. And then I just listened to it like 20 times and then the next morning comes and I go, I'm gonna find a new song.
Yeah. I mean, I get that like where every single day I listen to a new song and I'm like, oh, this is a track. And I listen to it like for a few weeks or even a few days and I'm like, oh, never mind, I'm bored. But then the one song that is my favorite song, it's because it's my favorite song because I just never get tired of it. And I force myself to not get tired of it. Like, I will listen to it so many times, and I'm like, I cannot get tired of the song.
You're fangirling.
Yes.
It's okay, bro. We all have that inner person inside. Some of us express it differently. That's okay.
What was it? You had a math quiz or test, and instead of doing the word search on the back of it...
Yeah. So, we had, after our test, the teacher was like, you have to do this word search. I'll give you bonus points. And for those of you who don't know, I'm not that great at math, so I just go straight to the bonus points. See if I can do them. And I didn't feel like doing the word search, so on the back, I drew the lead singer from the band in 1975. And it was quite well, so I went up to the teacher after everyone went to the teacher and got their bonus marks. I went up to her and was like, "Miss, I didn't do the word search, but I did this drawing. Can I get extra bonus points for it?" She grabs the paper, looks at me with this disappointed face, but she's like, "But it is good, so I'll give you points."
You know, the perfect comeback to that is if they say no, you go, "Miss, a picture's worth 1,000 words."
It's like writing an essay.
I don't know about. Actually, I had a teacher who I had a science teacher all the time. He'd be like, "Guys, if you can't write it, just draw it." And we'll be like, "Why?" He's like, "It's the perfect fake out." We'll go, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Because if you don't know what it is, you can literally draw anything. And then when the teacher asks you, I don't know what this is, you go and you go back after the exam, you go home, you look it up, and you're like, oh, that was the answer." So when the teacher asks you, "Hey, what's this drawing or doodle on the answer spot?" Okay, so this is what it is, and you can explain it how because art is suggestive, but a picture's worth 1,000 words. And we're all like, "Are you telling us how to cheat on your tests right now? Is that what you're saying?" What? We all this whole moment, and I remember.
I mean, our music teacher's done that. Explained to us how to cheat on his exams.
Okay, look, music is different though. Once you've grasped music, you're cheating all the time.
Yeah, you are.
I remember. Okay, so the music teachers I had when I was there are different from the ones you guys have.
Mm-hmm.
But the teachers I had, they were quite literally like children is the best description of it. Because they would fight, always be in arguments. I remember this one time that we were in the middle of practice and this other music teacher walks in and he goes, "Hey, look, gotta get," and we're in the middle of practicing a piece and he just stops conducting and we're like, "Do we keep going? Do we?" So we all just kind of fall apart. We kind of fall apart and we stop. And then the music teacher turns back and looks at us. The guy who was conducting goes, "Did I tell you guys to stop?" And we all go, "Bro, were we not supposed?" What? And just utter fear of what was gonna happen. The other thing too is he had a habit of throwing his baton at people.
Oh, I've had that a few times.
Okay, so look, this one time I was falling asleep because I hadn't slept the night before, so I was falling asleep in band practice, and he threw the baton at we're just playing, and he's just whipped it right at me. I opened my eyes just in time as he whips it at me, and I caught it. And I was the first one to catch it. And everyone was just like, "Did everybody see that?" The whole band stopped. Everybody stopped. Everyone was like, "How did you do that?" And I was just holding it. I'm like, "Do I get to throw it back at you? Is that the prize?" I wanted to throw. And then he's like, "Get up and hand it to me." And I go, "Oh, okay." And I wanted to whip it at him. So I was like, "So see how it feels." But yeah, I never fell asleep again out of fear of death from a conductor's. I forgot what they call it. Baton. From a conductor's baton. I kid you not. The fear of death was so imminent. And I remember this one time I couldn't nail this specific part. So he's draw little eyes on the thing. And I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "So that way you look up at me and I can cue you." And I was like, "Okay." Then I looked at the guy next to me "Here, draw eyes because you need to look up when he cues you." And he goes, "What?" I go, "Sir, I got it." And he goes, "No, you don't." I'm like, "Get me a metronome."
Get me a metronome.
It was always I remember.
Oh, you haven't experienced the cowbell, have you?
No.
What? What's with the cowbell?
Okay, so whenever we're all exhausted, early in the morning, and we're practicing a song, and we're just not getting it on time, our music teacher will pull out a cowbell and a stick and start counting for us.
Oh, okay. I've lived this, but not with a cowbell.
Just out of nowhere.
It was I forgot what it's called, but it's this piece of metal with this little ball and a spring on it, and when you shake it, it's I
don't know. I'm gonna have to get a percussionist in here.
I don't know what it's called, but some musicians don't consider it an instrument, so I don't really know. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying, to be honest.
A little thing with a ball in it and it goes whack.
It just makes it. It just makes a sound. So whatever. I'm running out of things to talk about, and we still need to record at least another 10 minutes.
Interview myself? Is that what you're gonna say?
No.
Okay. So I'm sorry.
He can't right now.
It's been a day anyway. So she has a favorite song. I'm still stuck on this. She has a favorite song.
Yes, she has a favorite song. Get over it. She's not like you.
That's not what I'm pointing at. It's just it says a lot about a person who has a favorite song.
Okay.
It just means that they settle.
You have a favorite movie. Does that say a lot about
Okay,
you?
bro, that's different. That's a different medium. It's a totally different art form.
Well, I'm loyal to that one song, you know? I can't replace it. I can't just, you know...
Look, okay,
like you're loyal to that one movie.
Okay, look, my favorite movie is only based on the fact that it was the first movie, apparently, according to my parents, it was the first movie I ever saw.
Really?
Yeah. That's why it's my favorite movie.
Well, yeah.
That's the only physical attachment to it.
The movie sucked. It was trash.
What do you mean? It's a very emotional movie.
It's such a good movie.
It's an emotional movie.
It's an emotional roller coaster.
Oh my goodness.
I feel distraught just thinking about it.
Like, I look back at that movie and I'm like, as a child, I should not have watched this. Like, this is
traumatizing.
This is too much. Like, there are so many deep...
She's probably wondering what movie this is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, what movie is it?
And when we tell her, she'll be like, what are you talking about? It's like so much symbolism in this movie. She still has no idea. So the movie is, it's a Disney film. Right. So there's a lot of symbolism in this movie, right? So it's a Disney movie. Okay, I want to just tell you what movie it is. It's Bambi.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very dark movie for children to be watching.
I mean, that was like
It's a classic.
early Disney movies.
I mean, but like realistically, Bambi is like it's one. I mean, like Pinocchio is like it's one of those like classical timeless. I mean, Cinderella kind of the same thing. The Snow White kind of, you know what I mean? But then you get to Bambi and it's like just utter depression. Just like how depressed can we get to hold said tension? And it's like it's so interesting because when the mother dies, there's like a full 10 seconds or maybe less than 10 seconds where you don't hear anything. Like there's no audio. You just see Bambi crying in the frame. And you're just like, just distraught. I'm like, this is, as an adult.
It's an emotional impact.
No, as an adult, I appreciate the movie so much more because I'm like, this is insane. Like
they did such a good job.
I never realized this as a child. But like
you just thought it was Thumper and Bambi having fun.
Okay, look, bro. Like, and then you watch like the ending where like there's a giant. I'm sorry, spoiler. If you haven't seen Bambi,
go watch
Bambi, and then come back to the podcast. But like,
no, finish the podcast.
Come back to the podcast.
Skip 2 minutes.
No, come back to the podcast because if you leave it and come back, it'll count as 2 plays. So
yeah, do that.
So if you leave and come back and watch, okay. Anyway, so go watch Bambi, then come back. Okay. Spoiler. I said spoiler. So at the end of the movie, they show they hit on the effects of what man has done to nature, like with the forest fire, and it's like super like it's such an undertone that you don't even realize that they're calling out on us for destroying nature, but it's like we're calling you out on it in your face, and then you see how all the animals suffer, and you're like, all the rabbits and all the birds. Look at that deer over there. He's almost on fire. Did he just get shot? Like, it's a whole thing. And you're just like, whoa. And then they're all on like this island watching their home literally ablaze, which is what I think is what Australia looked like earlier this year. But then again, it's just crazy. Like, there's a lot of things in that movie that I think about now. I'm like, man, like, I was just this little kid hanging out. Watching Bambi, no idea that this movie had so much depth. Like I just like freaked out a little bit.
Yeah, especially for like a kids movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like there's a lot of adult themes, especially in Disney movies. Though there's a lot of adult themes, and you're like, this isn't the same as when I watched as a child because now it means something totally different from when I was a child, and it hurts way more.
Literally any Disney princess movie, it's just a girl singing all the time, and then you get older and just like, dang it, her like this witch person just tried to kill her.
I mean, yeah, maybe there's like little meanings though to like the movies. You watch them again.
I mean, the real stories behind like Cinderella is just totally different.
I mean, the real stories are really morbid.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's. I mean, I think they're better, to be honest. A lot of them, but yeah.
Well, all right then. I like how I said morbid on purpose. I was like, oh, sane person should like. No, I'm kidding. But like, it is what it is. I mean, we all have our own. I don't know where I'm going with that. As you guys can tell, this is very impromptu. We spent so much time trying to figure out how to get this to work. I forgot everything I was going to ask her.
Let's see.
Okay, no, I was going to ask this because he asked you yesterday, but I'm going to ask on the podcast. So what's your background? Like your ethnicity? Like your
my mom is English. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah, she was born in England. My dad was born in Canada, but my grandfather was born in Germany, and he left during the Second World War. That's cool. And then I have biracial sisters. So, yeah, that's cool.
He's just like...
A lot of different cultures.
I mean, I'm just trying to like, okay. So, so your mom's English.
Yes.
Dad's second generation. So you're second generation German.
And first generation. No, yeah.
Second generation German, but first generation English.
Yes.
At the exact same time.
Yes.
It's the third and second.
Wow. Meanwhile, we're out here like, we're the first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then our kids, like if I marry someone, I was going to say like her, but then I remembered how old she was. And it was like, I can't say that out loud. And I did anyway.
FBI, open up.
No, okay, just hypothetically. If I were to marry somebody like her, our kids would just be this morbid combination of things that would just, like, people would look at our child and be like,
morbid?
What are you? Who are you? I don't know what you are.
Morbid?
Okay, it's not morbid. Morbid was the wrong
Morbid
word.
was the wrong term.
I meant to say like very confusing because okay, no, this would be the great joke. Okay, so I would have the kid and then move to England so they have a British accent, then move back to Canada. So that way, by the time they grow up, they have like this half British, half not British accent. So it's like all over the place. And then I'd make sure they learn Spanish and then maybe toss in some German in there as well, just to mess with everybody else. So at the same time, it would be like this kid, half Mexican, half Salvadorian, English and German, also has a British accent, but speaks Spanish, but like from a Mexican Spanish, and also speaks German, but doesn't sound like a German. And his English isn't even proper English because it's half Brit, half not Brit, half Canadian. Like,
okay, but that kind of sounds epic. Like, he's got so much stuff, you know?
He's got a lot going for him. He's got that accent.
First of all, who said he? I kept saying
or
they on purpose.
Or she.
Or them. I just said...
Anyway. Victor's face is just like, are you for real right now? Dude, you can't be calling this... No, but, that would just be, like, the most... Like, I met this lady, by accident on the bus.
You met a lady by accident.
Yes, it was by because she was like
Yes, it was just a quote.
Okay, look, so I was on my phone, talking to our mother in Spanish, and I hung up the phone. This lady walked up to me. She go, "Hey, in Spanish, I'm lost. I don't know where I'm going. Can you direct me to this address?" And I go, "Sure." Then we start talking, and she tells she had like 2 kids with her. Then she tells me that her husband is Japanese. She's from Peru. So her kids are half Latino, half Japanese. And I was awesome. Like, say what? Yeah. And she's like, oh, also we lived in Japan for like 4 years so my kids could learn it. What?
That's awesome.
Your kids speak Japanese? She's like, and she goes, and they speak Spanish. And they speak Spanish?
And they're living in Canada?
And they're learning English now. And they're learning English? I was like...
That's like cheating.
No, okay, look. So here's the thing. For those who don't know, Japanese is a fairly complex language to learn. I mean,
when you get to kanji, yes.
I mean, I'm not going to get into it. It's a fairly complex language.
Mm-hmm.
Spanish is like the complete opposite. The way you say it is normally the way you write it. We only have like 4 exceptions in the entire language where there's a silent letter. Unlike English, where we just add letters, for literally the sake of adding letters, which makes no sense.
The most common words.
As a young boy with dyslexia growing up, you have no idea how frustrating these silent letters were. Like, it just makes no sense. Like, why?
Why not?
This is what I have to deal with every day.
I told you, every episode is just disappointment.
Yeah, that's what the people strive for.
I don't know anymore.
I don't know. I don't know.
What was I saying?
Yeah.
No, yeah. So it would be like really confused, but like also imagine what the kid would look like, because it's already like it's a hybrid mixed with a hybrid.
So you got like a tan Asian kid.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've got a bunch of cousins,
Filipino.
No, like, okay. So I've actually I met this guy who he was I think his mom was French Canadian. No, not French Canadian. His mom was, I think, like Estonian, so like someplace in Europe.
Mhm.
And his dad was like from China, and he had like green eyes, but he looked Asian.
That's trippy.
Like, so he had like, okay, not to be mean, but he had like the Asian eyes, but like his eyes were green.
Yeah.
Like, physically green. And I remember I was on the bus once, and this guy, because he was in college with me, and this girl was just, like, staring at him, is he wearing contacts? Like
Yes.
that was the look she was giving
That's
him.
really cool, actually.
And then he turned and looked at her, and he goes, "Can you please stop staring at me?" And yes, they're my eyes. He instantly knew what she was looking at him for.
Mhm.
And I was like, I can't imagine being that guy.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being that guy your whole life. Everybody look at you weird. And it's not because of you. It's because of your eyes and your face don't match. like in like the norm, right? You're like, it just doesn't, like, it doesn't click in our head, right? So it's like, you look at him and then you look at his eyes and you go, whoa.
But like,
who are you?
That's cool though.
I'm not saying it's not cool. I'm just saying that it was interesting.
It's just like
it's not what your brain's used to.
Exactly. Yeah. Also, green eyes is a mutation for all of those out there who are wondering. It's not normal. You're all weird. Just saying. Oh, freaks of nature. I'm sorry. That's just sorry. Only true natural eye colors are blue and brown, man. Anything else is just
actually blues.
It's a mixed bag.
I mean, okay. You know, I'm just not gonna get into that right now.
We're not getting into it either. But that was that experience. But I don't know. I think like I think as a society we've gotten to a point now where we've mixed so much. I think it really doesn't matter, to be honest. Because like we've mixed so like it shouldn't matter. Well, like our mother told us that she thinks her grandfather was Asian because he looked Asian, according to her.
I mean,
okay.
You know what's funny? My mom says the exact same thing.
So here's the thing. That's actually kind of funny. But like in our case, it's like, and then we did like some digging on our father's side, and it turns out that like there's like Polish blood because of our last name.
Wait. Hold on.
No, it wasn't Polish. It was was it?
That was
Norwegian.
Was it Norwegian?
It was Holland, so it was the Netherlands. So
yeah,
from
the Netherlands.
The Netherlands. We have
like
blood
we didn't
from like the Netherlands because of our grandfather. His last name, we were like tracing it back, and then we found out that it was like from the Netherlands. It has like a Netherlands origin, and we were like, wait, so you mean to tell me that like I'm actually like a descendant of like a European? And my dad goes, isn't everyone from like this? But I'm like, no, because like my mom's family, as far as we know, they were like natives, like they were like the Mayans or the Aztecs or something like that. But then with my father, you look at my grandmother from my dad's side, and you instantly know that she got native blood in her. It's like there's no question. But then you look at my grandfather, white, green-eyed, light-colored hair, and you go, oh, that would make sense. Then look at my father. My father looked just like his mom. So we go, what is this? I didn't get no green eyes.
We have the gene. We just didn't.
It's like how we also carry the blue eye. Okay, I'm not getting into this.
We carry a lot of genes, but just didn't get any of the good
what I'm
ones.
trying to get at is the fact that like when people, especially like, there's something about Latin culture, in case you don't know, like they're very prideful about where they're from.
Yeah.
Very prideful about where they're from, and I like to disrupt that because I'm just that kind of guy. When people go, "Where are you from?" and I go, "I was born here," and they go, "No. Where are you from?" and I go, I was born here. Like, I am from here. Yeah. And they go, no. Where are your parents from? And I go, oh, I'm still a Canadian.
But you didn't answer their question.
That's the point,
That just
bro.
makes you sound...
No, it's just the fact that, like, people like to... it's because Latinos have this pride of like, this is where I like. And not to say that I'm not happy to be half Mexican, half Salvadoran. It's just like,
no, I know you like to.
In the society I live in, anybody can be a Canadian. Like that's just the reality. And when people, especially like Latinos, how we treat each other like this, and some of us are like discriminatory towards other Latinos. It's just a whole other ballpark, which is just like I don't even understand anymore. It's like a level of like. It's literally like a level of racism that goes beyond race. Like it's just like you're from this country, I don't like you.
Well,
it's not like we don't. It's not like we don't like each other.
Bro, El Salvador and Honduras started a war over a soccer game.
Okay, but that wasn't like they hated each. That wasn't race. That was a soccer game.
Yeah. Soccer's pretty intense. My uncle went to jail for soccer, so.
Oh, okay. This is.
Wait, what?
Okay, you know what? We're running out of time. We don't have time for this story.
You're gonna text me after this.
You know what? Just tell the story.
Okay, so I have these two uncles, and I don't know if you guys know, but in England, we take soccer very, very, very seriously. Like, religious.
I know.
My mom said that one time my uncle and my grandfather at the time, my uncle had this team that he was, like, really invested in, and he was at a pub, and someone disagreed with him, and he punched him out. Because they just got in an argument, they had a few drinks. She's like, well, this is my soccer team. And I think it was like Leeds or something. He's like, that's my soccer team. He's like, what are you talking about? I don't like that soccer team. And then he punched him in the face, and then he went to jail. And then when he got out of jail, he came home, and my grandfather's like, it's just a game. And then my uncle's like, it's not a game. It's a religion. And then, yeah. That's
don't even get started with that.
Okay, so I want to tell you one, this story sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
Like I've heard it before.
Because we've lived it.
Every Latin American society ever. Number 2, your switch between normal English and like British English just kind of messed with me a little bit. Because it was like so like I didn't even know it. I was like, wait, what? What is she doing? It got me so off guard. I was like, wait, the accent actually worked here.
Yeah.
It's like, and then he was like, just jumped right in it. I was like, is this what her uncle sounds like?
It's like, is her uncle here right now at the house?
Okay, so like, you know what's, I always find this so funny. Okay, so girls always have like this weird thing for accents. Guys with an accent. But you know what's weird? Guys don't have anything for an accent.
No, I've met a few guys. I've debunked that. I'm sorry.
No. Like, most guys don't care for it. But, like, you ask any girl, and she's like, oh, well, you know, like, the Australian accent, or, like, the New Zealand accent, or, like, the French accent, or, like...
I love how you completely, like, skipped British.
I was going to get there, bro. I was started in Australia. I was making my way back. I literally went, make my way back. France is before it, and I was going to get England, and then the British accent. But, like, most guys just don't care. Like, you can speak.
That's a point.
Now, it depends if I'm going to have to listen to you talk, though. It's like...
I mean, if you have a really whiny voice.
Okay, so this is the last story we're going to tell on this episode. When I was in high school, in my... I can't say which high school. Well, when I was in high school, there was this one girl who almost every guy was crushing on. And the only issue she had is when she would talk, she sounded like a cartoon mouse. You know what I mean, right? Like,
yeah.
Like super squeaky, high-pitched voice. And to this day, I look back at her and I go, man, you just never spoke. I could have lived with this, but opened your mouth. It all ended there. Went downhill. But like, I mean,
look, one of the most important parts of a relationship is communication, and you wouldn't want any communication with that person.
Look, here's the thing. Look, there are just some voices that are annoying, and they come off as annoying. Okay.
Yes, I agree.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Yes, I agree.
We all have our preferences.
Yes,
I discovered that day that I don't like a girl that sounds like a mouse. That's just it. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just the way I am.
It's such a specific thing.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't want.
Bro, so far, that's the only thing I found that I don't like. Out of the other gender, that's the only thing. Everything else,
bad voice is just.
I just don't care for. Like literally anything else. Like, actually, I joke with my parents. I'm like, yo, guys, I'm like, I'm gonna just come home one day with like the most random person ever. They're like, why? I'm like, just to see your reaction. Like I'm gonna come home with like an Asian girl just to see how you guys
I'll become best friends with them.
And then or the next day I come home with like an African girl just to see how you guys react.
Best friends with them.
You know what would be the funniest thing if I brought home an African girl? The level of sass and contrast between Latino and just African would be like insane. It would be like a story for the ages. It would be like it would become like an urban legend. Yo, you Latino, never bring an African girl home. Your parents are gonna beat the ground once she leaves.
Oh my!
I mean, the level of sass that Latinos have by themselves, especially Mexican. Okay, I can say this. I'm Mexican.
I mean, Colombians too, but who's judging? Venezuelans too.
Okay, don't get me started.
Just gonna keep listing.
Central America, in general, is a sassy area.
Yeah,
we got so much sass.
Anyways, I'm sure you've noticed his sass, right?
I have some sass.
Oh yeah, all the way.
Actually, you know what? This is a very good question. I'm gonna ask.
Oh no! I'm running away from this now. Oh no! Okay, what?
What is he like in school?
Hi everyone. I play trumpet and friends and don't remember. That was so long ago. Like.
Just don't. I
don't know. He's just like that.
Just this year.
I mean, it depends. Like, what day is it? Is it like is it the morning? Is it the afternoon?
Does it vary based on who he's around?
I zone out. I'm so sorry, Victor. I zone out.
You know what? I see why you two are friends. You guys both got terrible memory. He has a learning discipline where he can't remember anything, and then you over here like I'm just on autopilot all day, all night. Like, I don't care.
Well, no, I guess so. I guess it depends on like who it is, you know. But like, it's pretty.
I should start asking all your friends. I'm gonna ask this question moving forward. What is he like at school? Just to see.
That's not okay. It depends on the people I'm around.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, if I'm like with her and like the people we hang out with, I'm like the sane one.
Wait, you're the sane one?
Yeah. I'm not like
I'm the same one telling everybody not to.
So she's toned down right now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, like, so when the pandemic's over.
No.
What?
I should meet this person in person.
Yes.
Yeah, you can. You can. But that would be totally fine. Literally, she's the only person from the group I would allow it with.
Whoa, wait.
Anyone else?
Wait. Did you
Okay, no, wait. No.
Wait, for starters.
No, there's another person too.
Wait. Who are you that you can allow certain people to meet me or not?
They're side characters.
Wait, there's...
It depends. Like,
okay, so he's gone on this whole thing where he'll be talking about somebody, and then he'll be like, and I'll be like, okay, and then this other guy show up. I'm like, wait, what's that guy's name? And he goes, it's not important. They're a side character.
Well, to the story.
I was like,
Victor, you're not the main character of the story.
I'm not. I'm just narrating. I am the narrator. I speak the stories. Okay.
Okay. Look, so the amount of times that like he'll be talking about something, and I'll be like, wait, what's that? Side character. Not important.
Back to the main character.
I can't remember this one time. He's like, not important. And then like, 2 days later, he told me that person's name. I was like, I thought you said they weren't important.
Oh, because now they're relevant to the story again.
Exactly. Man, you'd be a terrible author. Like,
it depends on the season, bro.
I'm gonna go write a novel now. I'm gonna go write a novel now just to prove you all wrong. And it's not going to make any sense. There's going to be no grammar because I'm dyslexic. And it's I can't afford to hire an editor. But it'll make sense. It'll be one run-on-long sentence for like 1,000 pages. It'll be great. It'll be epic. People will be asking for a sequel for years to come, and I'll never publish it.
Also, you'll write it but not publish it? I'll just steal your book and publish it.
I mean, I'll publish the first one, but I won't publish the sequel.
So you're still going to write a book?
No, I'm not going to write this. It'll be in here. You're gonna have to cut it out of my brain. Not doing.
I mean, brain surgery can be done with you awake, so that can work out.
You know, just because you're going to the medical field doesn't mean you need to be talking to me like that.
Just cut you open. You can be
very
awake. It'll be fine.
Look, bro. This morning I woke up because, well, I was.
Okay, yeah. Just no.
I can't get into that actually.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I can't get into it. Never mind.
Never mind. No,
it's not worth it. Yeah, I guess we should wrap up.
Okay.
I don't know any. Like, honestly, I don't know anymore. I don't know what to say anymore. I've run out of things because it's hard to meet someone like this for the first time and not really know what to say.
I mean, I know exactly what to say as soon as I meet people I've never met before that you bring on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because of your personality type and because I've told you quite a bit about them already.
I mean, I told you quite a bit. Her ethnicity. She liked art. She liked writing. She liked music.
Literally yesterday, you tell me, I don't know, it was like 11 o'clock at night, hey, this is the person we're having on tomorrow. And I was like, okay, do I know them? You've never met them before. Okay.
I mean, then you've done that.
Then I go, what's her ethnicity? And he goes, let me ask. Because he didn't know.
Because I forgot. Okay?
You forgot?
I forgot. Okay? We've literally just established how I have a memory disability.
Also, can I just say, you have a very Latin name, right?
Oh yeah, I know. I get it all the time. Like
literally, when I met her,
okay, look,
I'm like, do you know who Saleena is? Like, Saleena.
So ironic though. I actually really like Saleena. Like, since a little girl, I've always really, really liked her music. So
like Saleena, not Selena Gomez.
No, of course, yeah, like Quintanilla. And then I'll go to a restaurant, especially like a Latin restaurant, and the waitress they'll get my name or something. They're like, "What's your name?" I'll say Saleena. They're like the singer, and I'm like.
And then you write it out for them, and they go, "No, not like this singer." Okay. So when he told, like, "Wait, is she Latina?" and he goes, "No," I go, "Okay." I'm not gonna lie.
At least I got white right.
I'm not gonna lie. I was a little disappointed. It's a little hard.
I mean, I have Latin cousins, and I don't know if Victor knows that, but
I do know that.
And I've got family.
Like family?
Wow. I got family too.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few cousins marry into Latin families. Like, my cousin married someone from El Salvador, and they had kids. And yeah, they're my cousins.
Okay, whoa, I didn't know that.
Okay, wait. So
you don't
have
know
a cousin. Okay, so for starters,
okay, wait,
I feel like this is crucial to the question, and it may sound odd to you, but I just want to know for
of course,
personal reasons. Is your cousin a male or a female?
Male.
Oh my gosh. So tenemos posibilidad que. Oh wait, no. Why am I talking? Never mind.
So that means that your cousin is a very, 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 very understanding individual.
Yes,
that is amazing. If anything, I salute to that guy.
Yeah.
So someone pour him a drink because he's gonna need it till he dies. Okay. Yeah. Okay, look, so I think we should preface that. It's because Latina women are typically very strong personality types.
Mm-hmm.
Not about, getting pushed around, and that's, great and all that, but, when you're a guy from this country, just, in general, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around someone who can't have a conversation without maybe throwing a plate at you for some reason. Or there's a chancla that comes out of nowhere on a 45 degree. There's that comes out of nowhere at a 90 degree angle, and you still don't know how she got it to make that turn around the corner.
I mean, you just gotta get the perfect.
It's like a boomerang.
It is a boomerang.
It's funny watching their parents argue though, because the father's from El Salvador and the mom's me. So it's funny because the dad's really strict and the mom's not so much. So they'll argue over little things. Like the kid will be like, "Hey, can I go to my friend's house?" And you just see the parents look at each other, and she goes, "I don't want to argue."
Do they live here, or out of? Do they live here or out of town or country?
They live here actually. They live
I'm gonna have to that out. But
so, oh my gosh, I'm just
you're trying to figure out who this person is now, right?
Yeah.
By process of elimination. So stop. Okay, so here's the thing. With the Latin culture here
in Canada,
almost every Latino know every other Latino.
Especially from a place else like El Salvador.
Oh, Victor might know him actually. You might. I think he might have went to your elementary school. Maybe. Perhaps. We're not going to talk about that. Let's continue. I'm not telling you.
It just keeps getting like.
Oh, okay, whoa.
And there's 3 of them.
We're gonna wrap up. Oh my. Okay, stop.
Okay, we have to have this conversation after we stop recording.
Okay, guys.
You can't wrap up yet because I said we'll continue the conversation after we wrap up. But like, nah. Okay, so
I mean, don't you have to go somewhere actually?
I did, but they're fine.
Okay.
They're fine. They wait around on me all the time. It's not that big of a deal.
I'd say who's they, but I'm not going to ask.
Don't worry about it.
Should I be worried?
No, really not.
I was supposed to be there 2 hours ago. They don't mind. They're probably they're probably still waiting for me.
Who?
I'm a really bad friend. I don't tell people like anything.
I say this all the time. I'm the worst friend. Like, if you won't text me, I don't text you. Like, you have to text me. Like, I don't text back. Like, I'm that kind of guy who, like, you text me, I ain't gonna reach out. Like, that's just...
I mean, I'm like...
That's just the way I am. But at the same time, I'm like, if you go and, like... I say this all the time, like, if you need me, and, like, it's, like... I'm like, if I've made some sort of impact in your life at one point in time, and, like, you need help, by all means, feel free to come to me. Like, I will move the earth itself if I have to help you, depending on the circumstance. I mean,
that's just how most Latinos think. Because we're that caring individuals.
But they're not family, bro. It's different. If they're family, like, I'm gonna move the universe.
No, like, if they're family, like, you move, you stop your life.
Anyway, but getting back to, like, if like, a friend of mine they need help with something, like, I always tell my friends, like, just reach out. Like, don't be scared. I'll help. And, like, I always tell my friends, I'm like, there's nothing you can say to me that I haven't already heard. Like, the worst case scenario, I've already heard it. And they all go, I had this one friend, she didn't believe it. She goes, there's no way. And I go, try me. And I go, you're not the first person. She goes, what? And I go, you're not the first person. I'm like, I've been on this earth for like 23 years.
I get around.
I mean, there's like 7 billion people. Odds are someone else has done this before you did it. Did you know this? This is an interesting, apparently this is real. I didn't know this, but apparently this is like one of those factoids. Apparently.
But it's apparently.
Apparently. I don't know if it's true. So I'm going to say it, but trust me, I don't know if it's legit at all.
Okay.
Apparently the English language is so complex, every day a new sentence that's never been said has been said.
I can see that happening.
Yeah.
She's thinking about it. She's like, is it possible?
Yes, it is. Because I've literally heard...
I'd say it's possible.
I've literally heard sentences I didn't even know were English.
But that's because
Victor says sentences that aren't English, so...
Oh, I mess with her so much over text. I send her, like, full-on, like, messages in code. She's always having to, like, decode stuff.
I know!
I send, like, binary code. I send her, like, Pig Latin. I send her, like, mirrored words. And then it's just... she's like, I can't read.
Bro, you're that guy who I would delete off my contact list. Because I'd be like, I'm done. Like, I'm done. Blocked. Never again.
No, but the thing is, she started it.
And then after, like, he starts sending a bunch of texts.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Long, like, when we first started talking. Okay, no, I did it. Okay,
this is going to be the longest episode ever.
I did it first.
We're still going.
And then you did it.
No, you wrote a sentence backwards. And then I wrote a sentence backwards. And then I sent a paragraph in base 64.
Yeah. And then I had to decode that.
Haha, joke's on you.
Yeah.
So yeah, he sends me a lot of random stuff, and I have to like, decode it.
You know the one question I never asked?
Actually, we probably have, like, a full conversation where you cannot figure out.
Like...
It just looks like a bunch of, like, numbers and letters and just, like, a whole...
If you went into our texting, you wouldn't understand it. Like, you just go,
it just...
what?
Yeah.
Like, I expect it at this point. Like, if Victor's like, hey, and then we're in a conversation, I automatically have, like, another tab open. Like, okay, I might have to decode something, you know what I mean? Gotta have it open, just to be quick.
Just, like, write it down, it's just like, okay.
And it has to be quick, or else you're not smart, you know what I mean? I gotta figure it out right away. So I got, like, another tab open, and I'm like, I'm ready.
My brother's just like, I didn't even know you knew, like, a bunch of codes.
No, that's not the point, bro. The point is that you're making this poor girl go through all this unnecessary work.
She's made me go through it too. So.
I mean, but I think you started it from the way she's saying it. It sounds like you started.
Yeah, I did start it.
So
but it wasn't really code. It was just like the word spelled backwards.
Yeah. Or in Spanish. And I'm like, bro, I can't speak Spanish.
So
Well, it's because I get frustrated. Okay, look, eventually she gets to she writes something, and then I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna one up her.
No, bro, she should start texting you in German. We'll see what happens.
I can't speak. You know what's funny? I have cousins in German that I don't even know are my cousins. My grandfather completely changed his name and left. And because he isn't Jewish, but he's also not a Nazi. So that's just a bad place to be. So he's just like, I'm just gonna leave. So he left.
So he started another family because you said you have cousins you don't know about.
No. So he had some German name, some last name that was German, and his mom remarried, and they took his name, but they remarried right before they left, or no, they left to Austria or something first, or Poland or something, and she remarried, so they took his name when they left, so that they wouldn't know it was them.
So essentially, what you're saying means that every German ever is off limits to you.
Yeah, if I go to Germany and I meet somebody, I have to make sure I'm not related to them because I could be.
Okay, so you say this, but recently we discovered that we carried the last name of a close friend of ours, and we were just because we found out through our great grandparent, we're like, wait, what? Say that again. And our aunt's the one who told us, and she goes, yeah, you're one, and we're like, how?
When?
Rewind,
no.
Explain.
Yeah.
Give details, and she goes, that's all the details. That's all anybody knows.
Yeah.
Because he's my grandfather. And we go, okay, so you're saying that somewhere down the line, I am related to said person.
Yeah.
And it's just and it just threw everything, everything to showers. I was like,
Europe's just off limits for me. I could have relatives all over Europe because I'm just a big mix. I've got Polish in there, Irish, Italian, a bunch of stuff.
Actually,
it's just off limits.
Where our mom's from, she's from this little village. Where
it's a town now.
Okay, from this little town. That makes a difference. It's this little town.
It's a town.
It's a town. So all these people are related to each other, and there have been scenarios already where step siblings will end up getting married. But they're only step siblings because they're already adults, and then the parents got divorced, and then the parents married. So they never grew up with each other, and but legally on paper, technically they're step siblings, but they both have they're not
they're not related. blood.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting.
So it's really weird, and on paper, you just married your sister, bro. What's going on?
What do you
but logistically, it's no, I didn't because she's not actually my sister. Joke's on ya, bruh. Yeah. But it's
no, a lot of people from our town,
from that
town, normally just end up leaving that town because
you have
they can't.
I tell this all my friend, you want to find someone to be with for the rest of your life. You can't do it there. You just gotta. It's not worth it. You just gotta leave.
Yeah.
I'm not risking it. Just leave.
You gotta go to the next town over. Not even that town. The next town over that town.
What's really crazy is it's over. Especially for the millennial generation, all of them, they're they just leave the town. They just leave the town. They're I can't do this.
Well, it's because look, you end up having a crush on somebody, and then you grow to your mom, and it's just oh, that's your cousin, and you're just
that's the other issue too. You grow up, you're all cousins and stuff, and you're all related, and you all go to school together. So your best friend is actually your third or your second cousin or your first cousin,
or half removed,
or what is it? My mom has a cousin who's older than her by a month.
Really?
No, she has a nephew.
Yeah,
that's older than her by a month.
That's older.
A nephew that's older than her. How does that even happen?
We're not gonna get into that.
You get what I'm saying, right? But actually, I have this really great story. When I was in grade 9.
You said this story.
Yes, but she hasn't heard it. I know she hasn't because I said in the first season of the podcast. There was this guy I became friends with in high school, and he goes, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'm talking to this other guy. He's like, "Oh, so you've met my uncle already?" Excuse me? And he goes, "That's my uncle." And I go, "But you're both the same." Actually, he's actually, I'm older than my uncle by 4 months or something like that. Wait, so you're older than your uncle? And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "His mom is my sister." And I go, "Okay." Backtrack
how
here.
Did that work?
Rewind. Explain. And he goes, "Okay, so my mom started having kids when she was a teen." Okay, so he goes, my mom started having kids when she was a teen mom, and my grandmother was also in her early 20s when she started having kids. Mm-hmm. And they're 6 or 7 kids. And he was the last, his uncle is the last kid from his grandmother. So then his mom is like in her it was like the explanation, the breakdown was like crazy. I was like, wow, this is insane. So you're actually older than your uncle. And you guys are in the same grade together. How did this happen? Like, how did this happen? Like, it was one of the funniest things. And I remember this girl, she was like crushing on his uncle, and I was like, he's an uncle, right? To someone in our class. And she goes, what? I go, yeah, they're related.
Oh, that's odd. That's an odd situation.
Like, yeah, it's like, but like telling the girl that, she was just distraught. She was just like, what? She's like, he's an uncle?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, to someone in our class, and his nephew is older than him. What? Like, she was like, how does this
even happen?
Like, everyone's like just baffled by it, and it was great. It was like the funniest thing ever. Anyway, we really should wrap up because this is going to be like the longest episode ever.
All right, guys, this has been Two Latin Brothers Podcast. Everything's always in the description. If you want to @ your anything, if you want. I don't know.
Me?
Yeah.
I have Instagram.
Yeah, you can @ that if you want.
Okay. I don't spell Saleena like many people spell Saleena. So it's @ SALEENA.W. You're welcome.
You
My art account's linked in that too, so if you want to see my art, that's great.
All right. I'll leave it in the description. I'll just leave everything in the description as always.
It's always up, down, left, or right, or you got to click the little 3 like dots.
If you're on Spotify, you got to click the 3 dots. Everybody was asking me that. Everybody's like, where's the description?
Are you guys on any other platforms? Like Spotify?
Yeah, we're on Apple Podcasts.
We're on everything besides SoundCloud and YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Even like Apple Music?
Everything.
No, Apple Music doesn't do podcasts.
It's Apple. It's like Apple Podcasts.
It's normally pre-installed on Apple phones.
Yeah.
But like, so we're on everything but SoundCloud and YouTube. Maybe the YouTube will change soon, but we don't know yet.
We don't know.
That's like a mixed bag. But
yeah, so this has been Two Latin Brothers Podcast, guys. Catch you guys on the next one. Adios. Bye.
Bye.
Yay! Oh, bye. Thanks you for having me. Oh, I don't know English. I'm so sorry.
Okay, guys.
I'm leaving this in.
We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.